a duck dating sim? This is a duck dating sim.
Yeah, there we go.
Wait, how many people are here?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Don't forget both of my notes. So.
Hold on, let's see.
I could get cookie. No, I don't want to get
Cookie Clicker's fun. Get it?
It's more than my budget.
Not Xeno. Hive. We could play Let It Die.
I don't know how that works in
It's like it's Souls-like, except it's a free.
Well, you know, I played the game. I just don't know how the multiplayer works.
I invade your house. You invade my house. You try to steal people from my massive freezer of people.
Now you don't want a PvP in Souls-like games with me.
Put his foot down. He said you don't want to do it.
You don't want to do that.
He really said
it's like EJ when he put the fucking clip of him.
Yo, if y'all want to see it, it's a saucy clip. That clip goes crazy. I don't know why she's so upset.
Dude, you got it somewhere?
You can't be upset, man. I
montage.
tossed on him.
Testing. All right, let me lower this.
I have like 5 clips of her. They're all just sauce.
She has the privilege of being in the sauce compilation.
Obviously, it's a privilege.
I don't know why she's not happy for me.
You have a set of standards you need to uphold.
Yo, this game is 59 cents. What is this?
Yo, 59 cents?
You just gotta buy
we on the mobile game store?
I know a really cheap game that you can play.
All characters are 18 years and older. Oh.
I like how they had the
interesting prerequisite.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Okay, wait. Okay, EJ, do you not mind like any of the details of this game?
What game? So much better on his PC.
No, like I'm gonna ask you because it's really affordable. But do you mind like any details about what the game is about?
He sounds so clear.
You can tell me.
Wait, is my audio actually like really clear?
I told him that today. He didn't believe me.
Dude, okay.
Clear,
I think it's because of the PC. I think it's the PC.
It is the PC because like when I got my PC, I started to sound way better.
Okay, so I'm hitting different finally. Damn. Anywho, EJ, get a game called Montero.
Isn't that a little
Basically, you play as a dog who steals girls' panties. But if you don't think about it too much, it's like 99 cents.
Wow, what the fuck?
Me for real.
Side note.
Wait a minute.
Hold on.
It's not. Oh.
Hold on. Sorry. I was quickly interrupting because I need to make sure that White Bread's thing looks good for his overlay. White Bread, let me hear you say something.
I love it.
Oh, perfect.
Beautiful.
Yeah, anyone who's watching the stream can also see that we are pretty much at a full capacity.
So. Like...
This game's 59 cents, man. It'll bring me to my $5 mark.
Yeah, exactly. It's a really
that game is $3.
By the way, Hive, are you guys still playing Fortnite?
Yeah.
Okay, because I'm downloading that too. The only thing is that I will never, or I hope to God I never cave in and spend a single cent on.
They have some really good Fortnite games in the shop.
Listen.
But it's not
it is okay that you spend money on Fortnite. If I ever see money, please spend money on Genshin Impact, though.
No.
God, no. So I only told you to download Epic because free games, especially around this month.
I mean, oh yeah, that's right. I also get like a month of Game Pass too.
$10 for the Halo Battle Pass.
Oh yeah.
Why'd you say it's so depressing?
I think it sounds like he has something to say.
He has a grudge against it.
Yes, because ever since 343 got a hold of fucking Halo franchise, it's gone fucking downhill.
Halo is pretty good.
No wonder so many people are going back to fucking Bungie. I mean, Destiny.
Well, Titanfall also exists.
There's too many hackers on there right now.
Yeah, man.
Okay.
Can't have fun.
We can't have shit in this.
Also, there's a point where if you were playing Titanfall, your computer could get bricked.
You can't have shit in the gaming community without it going to ass.
Yeah, like
bro, there are people who hack there are people who hack like Street Fighter 5. It's a fighting game. How salty do you want to get?
Bro, why are you hacking that, bro?
People out here hacking Fall Guys.
Bruh. I hate that detail too. That's the one thing I can never understand. Just a game that's meant to have fun, and you just
Oh my
decide
gosh.
to mess that up too.
Just sweat so hard.
Unbelievable.
Sweating with cheats, man.
Absolute. Bruh.
I can't believe I lost
Alright.
this cute child's game that's based on not falling.
Here we
Time
go.
to
You guys all see the ping, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. I want to be sure that this is clear because we do have an absolutely packed room. So today's stream can be either very chaotic or very orderly, depending on how these this gets abided by.
You have me, White, and Hive in here. You might want to rethink about how orderly.
Yeah.
I'm aware about how on top, but remember there's a limit. Interrupting each other just creates a lot of like white noise that other people can't understand, and also gives some people a headache listening to multiple voices at once.
bread noise.
Like a host or something and should be able to help with that. I don't know. Just throwing shade.
Oh no.
Yeah, you right.
All right. So without further ado, we are past our timer, and so. Welcome everyone back to another Sundays with the Lich, where today's topic is going to be a deep dive into Strixxhaven. But before we get into the context of the books and open up our textbooks, let's go ahead and start with the introductions along with my fellow co-host.
Hi, everybody. It's Maniacal, as always. Always happy to be here.
There we go. And then as usual, starting from the top of the VC order, going down.
Who's at the top?
Oh my god.
You.
Oh.
Yeah.
Great start. Go for it.
Tuesday group
Professional.
member.
Great
Huh.
start.
Right, go for it.
Also, Zeno, I realized you put 2 X's for Strixxhaven, only 1.
That is fine. Go ahead, EJ.
Hi, my name is EJ. I'm known as Ross in the best group Tuesday group. I also stream other games whenever I want. Really get into runs Ether right now, but that's pretty much it.
All right, go for it. Next.
I'm Hive, otherwise known as Gordo from the illustrious, the prestigious, the most, the best case ever group. Tuesday. No one can top us. Anyways.
Oh, of course, because you guys are bottoms.
No. You guys are all pretty. No need to
So
fight.
we're the best.
All right, go for it. Next one.
Hi, it's B Hayes from the actual best group, Monday group. Starting tomorrow, guys.
I'm gonna
on.
puke. I'm gonna puke.
10 p.m. We all here, boys. We got a cart, everything.
Next up.
Yeah, that's just gonna die.
I'm Young Dagu, but aka Dean, and I play Mighty Fish in the Thursday group.
That's epic.
Next up.
I am Ngami, the Phantom Rico. I go by Slavos Spark Scales on Thursday, the Mighty Dragon Warrior.
Yo,
And yeah, I don't
Rico,
really
I haven't heard
stream.
from you for a while.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good to
Alright.
have you on tonight.
Right now, she is currently in the process of finishing up some stuff, but Skittles is as always usually here. She is known as Tisriel in the Saturday group, one of the best slime people, and personal favorite of mine. Next.
No bias,
But,
clearly.
but clearly giant bias. I know I'm your favorite actually, but you don't have to say.
Enough. All right,
And-
Mike, go ahead.
Yep. Go for it.
I am Whitebread. I am part of the actual best group, the Saturday group, where I play Orubis, the Centaur Warlock.
Yeah,
With a
two of
gun.
them.
Beautiful. And so, without further ado, we're gonna go ahead and get started with the deep dive. As usual, whenever we do a deep dive into a book, I love starting with the disclaimer that every book comes with. So, the disclaimer for Strixxhaven is: a degree from Strixxhaven University does not provide protection from magic missiles, fireballs, freezing spheres, or any other deleterious effects spellcasters might generate. If you create deleterious effects, Strixxhaven kindly requests you refrain from invoking any names, symbols, or other references to the university should you find yourself in a confrontation. Strixxhaven University does not take responsibility for any injury or any nature sustained in the course of anything magical or otherwise.
You know, we need to get you a Go LXR, so we can have it programmed to speed your voice up. So every time you read those disclaimers, it's read like really, really fast. Like,
It's like
Get you to be quiet faster.
it's like the end of infomercials.
Right? Oh my
Yeah.
god.
for comical purposes.
So-
Side effects of Strixhaven may include rising from the undead.
Oh yes. So as well, I almost forgot. When we're doing these deep dives, it's probably best that I'm explaining that we are doing a screen share, so you guys can see what I'm going through,
Already in.
Oh, okay.
along with a look at the beautiful new cover art, clearly giving us an insight into the casual, everyday school life of a D&D player.
That L person looking swanky.
Right. All right. And so I already have everything opened up that we are planning on going through. Pretty much starting with the mission statement of Strixhaven, which is to discover and preserve magical knowledge, to disseminate that knowledge from one generation to the next, to promote free and open study of magic in all its forms, and to enhance the lives of peoples throughout the world through the use of magic. This book has about 5 different colleges based off of the cards from the Strixhaven set of Magic the Gathering, and the 5 colleges are as follows: Lorehold, which explores the past and preserves the lessons for future generations, also called the College of Archaeomancy. There we go. Prismary uses the elements to practice the arts, also called the College of Elemental Arts. Quandrix focuses on the mathematics of nature, also called the College of Numerancy. Silverquill teaches the magic of rhetoric, poetry, oration, and writing, also called the College of Eloquence. And Witherbloom harnesses the forces of life and death, also called the College of Essence Studies. And to break this down for most people who see that and think big words, just like your standard school curriculum, history, art, math, English, writing specifically, and science. Out of curiosity, what were your guys' favorite subjects in school?
Art or science, pretty much.
I know it's not a subject now, but like in middle school, PE is always my favorite because I believe everyone needs physical activity in their life.
100%.
Yes.
Hey, can't be a fucking squid gamer 24/7.
What was that, Maniacal?
Sorry, give me a minute.
Oh my god.
What?
If theater
Ice cream,
counts as
man.
an art, probably art.
Mhm.
But if not,
Yeah, if I had to
science.
pick if I had to pick a second one, it'd be history. History is better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
My
spent
favorite
a lot
class
of
is-
time.
Sorry, go ahead, Dean.
I spent a lot of time in art
Oh my
class, but
God.
if I had to give like an actual subject, I was decent at math and I paid attention in history.
All right. And Maniacal, what you're saying?
My favorite subjects were science, woodshop, and art. Basically, basically, I used all 3 of those to be able to make a lot of stupid shit.
Hell yeah.
As you
The
should.
Gooper chair.
I made a dry ice rocket.
See,
Oh, that's cool.
Lit.
me personally, I always like graphic design.
That's an art class.
No, it was called graphic design, and we
It's
did
an
not
art
do
class.
art.
Yeah.
Let's rock design. It's art. It's art.
Sounds like art to me.
Here, hold on.
My favorite was marine science.
Oh wait, no. Graphic design is like architecture, right?
It's like a website.
Graphic design is like, yeah, it can involve
Photoshop.
architecture of sorts. Though we're obviously taking a look at like when they provide these, there's a general like broad topic that they go over. You'll be seeing those later. And so for people wondering, the book pretty much chapters 1, 2, and 7 pretty much provide actual context into like things for DMs to use and implement into their other homebrew world. But chapters 3 to 6 actually has a 1st through 10th level adventure that is inside of this source material. Something that I am considering running as a off stream for people who want to do D&D school life.
Whoa.
No.
Just like Fortnite High School RP.
School.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
And no, trust me, there's a good amount. This
Like,
now
actually-
Thing.
hold on. One thing that they wanted to illustrate very importantly in this book is that while this is a college that uses magic in almost everything it does, it's not exclusively for spellcasting classes, because due to the feats that you'll see in the next few chapters, it actually is able to provide a barbarian, a fighter, or even a monk with spellcasting abilities that qualify them to take on some of the items in this book that are exclusively for spellcasters by being a student. So you could totally have a barbarian who is a Witherbloom College student who studies through the magic of nature. Or I'd like to imagine how funny it would be to see a math barbarian in the Quandrix College.
It's one of the
Right.
NPCs, isn't it?
The one guy who's not supposed to be smart actually does have abilities in places
Hey,
that
who
they
said
should.
barbarians don't have to be smart?
Right. Like let's
Yeah.
take a
Barbarian
look at the
doesn't
fact
dump
of
int.
let's take the look at the fact of like let's use the Hulk as an example. You know, Bruce Banner, me smart man. All of a sudden, anger kicks in and me grow big.
Exactly.
On
Bruce
top,
Banner is a literal physicist.
and
Yeah.
Strixhaven also is a cosmopolitan. They have no issues with monstrous races actually joining in. So you can have pixies, dryads, even treants and orcs in this school, along with minotaurs.
Even those.
Yes, there's so much in this. One thing that they point out that you will see throughout the book as well is these things called snarls. I love this. I love this idea, and I'm probably gonna implement it to the homebrew. Where so, if you guys recall, in Dungeons and Dragons, the magic is referred to as the weave. It's this kind of like invisible like presence that's all around us, and mages usually bend and manipulate the weave to spellcast. They explain in this that whereas the lack of the weave creates a negative plane, or sorry, an anti-magic zone, and too much of the weave bundled together creates a wild magic zone. Just enough of a bundle can actually create snarls and star arcs. These are areas in which magic is amplified, but not to the point where it's in a chaotic wild state. Usually these things are permanents in the world, hence why you'll see like a lot of like floating rocks around Strixhaven and these strange arcs made from those floating arcs, because all of Strixhaven is inside of a snarl. And of course, this wouldn't have been made without the founder creatures. There were 5 dragons that came together to found Strixhaven. And these are dragons that, I will point this out, I love the fact that these are not mythic creatures. These are just purely legendary dragons that have their own innate, unique abilities as their respective kinds. So we all already saw the colleges ahead of time. So let's take a look at like Lorehold. Look at this. Battle Tide Breath. Velomachus exhales thunderous sound in a 90-foot cone. Each creature makes a con save. On failure, you take 7d12 force, followed by an additional 7d12 thunder, and are pushed 20 feet in a horizontal direction of Velomachus' choice. Along with the ability to literally, right? And the ability to do chaotic flow, where Velomachus moves up to half her flying speed, and if a creature hits or misses her with an opportunity attack, the attacker takes thunder damage for doing so. Or her most powerful ability called Repeating History. Magically summons 1d4 spirit statue mascots in unoccupied spaces that she can see within 60 feet of herself. They obey her commands. Any creature other than a spirit statue is restrained if it starts its turn within 5 feet or more of one of these spirit statues. So, Velomachus, Lorehold, straight up summons like these kind of like pillars that restrain people from being too close to them. And so with true control of the battlefield, it's nuts what like this type of like CC creature can do.
I want to nerd out so bad right now.
I know. Go for it.
Oh no, I was saying, for context, I play a lot of Magic Gathering, so I played this whole entire Magic Gathering set before, so I know all the shit. But yeah, this I really like this, but honestly, for me, it's just like I feel that like Wizard of the Coast is losing a lot of fucking money with like not trying to like put these enormous like lore and like worlds into their fucking books for D&D. Because at least I know from some of it, I know with that Lorehold does that. I know Wizard Bloom, he summons like little mascots that they have, but you can go on that later on, I guess.
I'm assuming they're represented as like tokens.
Mascots.
Yeah, mascots for Wizard Bloom are the pest. You can show your Alice some picture in there.
Oh yeah, don't worry. We're gonna get to the mascot soon enough. But one thing I definitely want to point out, we're not going into the stat blocks, but just look at the way each of these creatures like properly represents and gives you an idea as to like what their school can represent as like this is Witherbloom, this is Silverquill, Quandrix, Prismary, and Lorehold. You really get this like absolute feeling of like what topic each of these ones can cover individually.
Yeah, it's usually like the same kind of like I guess same kind of thing that Mashka goes for actually, where it's like okay, from like to give context, Magic Gathering has 5 colors: red, white, blue, black, green. Am
Oh,
I
yeah.
missing anything there? No, right?
Yeah,
Red.
yeah, you're
you
saying
got
it
it.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah. And usually all of them mean a different aspect of something. Red is like passion and fury.
hmm
Black is kind of like death.
Well, it's not just
And
death; it's like life magic in itself. But
yeah, not
moving
death, not black specifically. I mean,
right.
sorry, black.
And so,
White.
hold on.
Okay.
Moving forward though, because we want to try and make sure we cover a good amount of this stuff, is that
Sorry.
the person who also runs all of Strixhaven is the Oracle of Strixhaven, who it's kind of crazy how like this dean is able to what's the word for when they die they go back to the beginning of time and live out the rest of their life as this an archaic things that like are live beyond the time stream, so they are aware of the past, the present, and the future. But because of their vast knowledge, they speak in like riddles and stuff to not give out too much information.
Yeah.
That's gonna be Gordo in the future. Yeah.
Oh
Like
no!
imagine like watching the whole movie is just like universe.
And for
So
those
you're
wondering,
telling me that these guys are literally like just, I mean, they're not essentially living a time loop, but they basically get to their life and basically kind of get back to the point of where they died in the first place.
no, we're talking about when they die, they go back to the beginning of time itself, and like
Oh
are
God.
reborn
Oh
as these
God.
archaics, creatures that still retain knowledge of their past life, but move on and live outside of the time stream.
Okay, I was about to say, I'm like, that's because that'd be some really interesting, like, because if it was that case where it was always like a time loop, that means every time they would die, the previous version also have to avoid the other version. Be like, hey, bro, remember I'm gonna be here, so
Mhm.
make sure you're not there.
Oh yeah. And I think what's really cool is that the Oracle is determined by the 5 founder dragons. So it's like when an Oracle dies, the 5 founder dragons need to agree on a new Oracle. Which, for those wondering, this is going to be implemented into the homebrew world. Saturday Group has already encountered Tanazir Quandrix. And so it's implied that the members of the Weave Guild, the members of the Weave was founded by the dragons. And so their headquarters would be like the in-universe variant of Strixhaven.
Hmm.
And of course, for visual design, they show us this lovely poster of the Strixhaven map. Look at everyone. Look at all the pretty colors and shapes.
Which school am I?
You said Witherbloom?
Well, that's what we got for the second quiz.
You
The first
were
quiz was
Silver
Silver
Quill.
Quill.
Up top.
Me and you,
I
so
got,
buddies.
I got
As much as I
Wizard
don't think, because I haven't done the test or anything on it, but as much as I think I wouldn't be cool with it at first, I don't mind being like, what's the one that's basically, it reminds me of like hags and stuff, the ones that
Oh,
they use like
Witherbloom?
real potions. Yeah, I think I'd probably be Witherbloom.
Mm-hmm. What were you saying, Hive, as well?
Hate it at first.
I got Witherbloom as well.
Yeah, so let's take a look at that up down there. We'll get to it. And I think out of all of them,
Yeah.
they're definitely like this is honestly the first time I've had a hard time deciding which one I want to go to more. But from here, life at Strixhaven can be pretty funny. Like, look at this. Oh no, 2 kids got into a fight. One of them turned the other into a goat, and the goat's friend is now trying to hold him back from kicking the other one's ass.
Oh, we back, bro, we back.
And so then from here, it explains a
Only
lot
made me
about like
stronger.
how the faculty works, how the instructors, the professor works, even like students that choose a college are given 2 counselors, your course of study. So it's in character creation that whenever you play a Strixhaven adventure, you are essentially choosing your college of sorts. It explains like what happens after Strixhaven once they have graduated appropriately, administration, and of course the 5 mascots. Let's give it up for here. Who wants to see their mascot first?
Me.
All right.
Let's see.
I heard EJ. So here you go, EJ. Your mascot.
How about we go and just
The order that's presented
Yeah,
there.
order
It would
that's
be
presented.
EJ
That
then.
way we're not.
Fair enough. So first is the Spirit Statue mascot. This is the Lorehold mascot,
Wow.
right? Spirit statues can be pretty cool. They can be all sorts of different things, but they all bury this trait of like being these types of statues that are brought to life by this like orange aura that represents Lorehold. You have the Art Elemental mascots for the Prismari students.
Whoa.
If you'll notice, it's actually like same thing as the statue. It can be in any form, but they chose for the form of an antelope in this way.
I thought that was an elk. Also, it looks like a Dark Souls boss.
Right. We have the fractal mascots for Quandrix students. I think Maniacal really like grew attached to this one, especially because he found out its ability is that it can like grow and shrink in size all the way up to huge and down to tiny.
Yeah,
It's
which
like
is
the best.
hilarious. Which is hilarious that this one is my favorite due to my fear of snakes.
Here is the Inkling mascot for Silverquill. Same thing, can take up any form, but this is like a general image that they give us.
It's like the
just
best.
You
Yes,
will
it's a
put dirt in your
boogie.
eyes.
It
Oh,
looks like
yeah.
a heartless.
If I can just say something real quick, Silver Quills, nothing against them, but even the way they design, I look at them as just like, this is giving me mad Slytherin vibes.
Right.
I mean,
Yeah.
they are so.
Oh,
I
I'm
mean,
giving you
technically,
Slytherin vibes,
they are
huh?
kind of Slytherin. To be honest, they are like kind of Slytherin.
Well, I mean, hold on, wait.
I've done some of the cards, and no offense, but a lot of their cards, they're not portrayed as the kind, like kind students.
Yeah, basically it's Slytherin because like even like their magic is like basically like when you make an inkling, what they tell students is like to imagine the worst thing you could ever tell somebody and put into your magic. That's how you make an inkling.
Or on the other side, it could be some really nice words to help your friend out when he's down.
No, I forgot. I have to find.
There are
the
two
specific
sides to
fucking-
every house, okay?
Yes, there
No,
are. One
actually,
as a side note,
First thought you think.
if I may, I think one thing about this is that the Prismary students, you'll see in their like beliefs that they are actually about like perfection and expression. So if there's any student that I actually personally would say is the Slytherin house, it's probably then like upstarts who believe that everything must be perfect to their whims.
Well, think about it. Like these schools are kind of like a mix. Have like, so you know what a Slither Claw is, or a Slither Puff, or so it's basically like if someone's like a somewhat Slytherin,
Okay, I
somewhat
found it.
Ravenclaw.
Sorry.
Uh,
Go ahead.
yeah, that's essentially what some of these schools are.
Yeah,
Like,
but on
go
Right.
ahead.
oh no, I was just saying, Amon or for Inkling summoning, it specifically says, think of an insult so vicious, so vulgar, that you hesitate to speak aloud. The strongest, most aggressive Inklings are born from such scorn.
Oh fuck.
So yeah, basically think some fucking evil shit up, and that's how you get Inkling.
Right. And you know,
So
adding
whoever
into
that paper,
hold on,
I'm on.
adding into adding into what Maniacal's saying, it is very apparent that you know with Hogwarts there are 4 houses, but with Strixhaven that there are 5 of these colleges that you can go to. So clearly there's some mix of everything that everyone will find in themselves. But at least what I like about this is that you know Hogwarts just be sure Harry Potter fans like stop me if I'm wrong. Hogwarts divides you based off of your actual personality, correct?
It's more so.
It's
more
the
in depth
hat.
than that. Yeah.
Right.
Can I beat
Yeah.
EJ?
Remember,
Can I
you
just,
you
like,
are
slap
you are a mod
EJ?
and you are a mod and a co-host. You have the power to silence for now.
Uh-oh.
Oh, I
No,
do.
the sorting
I
hat
forgot.
takes everything into account. Your aptitude, your future goals. It sees things and it's canon that it normally
Yeah.
wouldn't.
Oh,
It's been enchanted to take a look at the whole person, including like the future person.
that's actually really trippy. I did not know that it like has this type of ability to foresee. Go ahead, Maniacal.
So yeah.
Yeah. But it's not just that. It also does take your opinion into account.
Hence why like how Harry was able to tell it he wanted to be a Gryffindor.
No, he said anything but Slytherin.
I see.
So the house was like, all right, well, he doesn't want Slytherin, so let's see, Hufflepuff, Ravenclaw, or Gryffindor. Well, the only other thing that seems to suit him with everything I can see would be Gryffindor.
Oh,
But there are several times where it is mentioned that he would have fit in Ravenclaw as well.
all right.
I consider.
If I may, to close out this talk, everyone give it up for the best mascot, the pest mascot.
Hey, let's go!
Yeah,
Best
best
mascot!
guy.
I
Yo,
love
look
them
at
so
him.
much. They're baby. I love them so much.
Look at this thing.
They're baby.
It just makes me think of what's its name from Teen Titans?
Silky.
Silky.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Sylvie.
He
Hey,
Yeah.
Xeno.
What? Yeah, he was because I think Silky is technically a moth that hasn't become a full moth, if
Right.
I'm not mistaken.
Also, the thing about pests that are really funny is that usually you have to make sure you to not overfeed a pest because they can get like really large. Like hold on, I'll send in the stream
Yeah.
chat.
You
Xena,
want me to say something?
that's
Yeah.
that's
Here.
an overgrown pest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Here, Dean, you were saying something.
Oh, it's Stitch cute. Like it's a
Stitch
menace
cute.
to society, but it looks adorable.
Yes.
Will be a
I-
menace.
I do love the fact that you'll see later in this book that there are different examples. But with that, you can see the way the campus overview. So this is kind of like the neutral space between all the colleges, where it represents the campus overall. And you guys would also see that in the stream VC text, if you scroll further up, you'll see I posted the images for each college along with the overall Strixhaven symbol.
Yeah. Also, EJ, it's a silkworm.
Silkworm.
I hate to say that, but the one from my
Oh, it
college
is a
looks like
silkworm.
a fucked up Heartless from Kingdom Hearts.
Right.
Everything looks
um,
like a Heartless from Kingdom Hearts to you.
Silkworm.
And so
I
you
look
guys
like a
can see
Heartless from Kingdom Hearts.
you guys can see that here's the central campus where you can see the Strixhaven Stadium, the Bow End Tavern, the Fire Jolt Cafe, and the main center point of it all, the Bibbleplex, where it's kind of like think of like this is the main hangout spot and study spot for each individual area. But then you'll find Lorehold College. Once again, this is the college for historians, and look at this. It is straight up like a ruin buried, like sticking out of a desert.
Yeah,
I'm convinced they sleep in mummy tombs.
What was that, Maniacal?
Imagine your first day to college and you're like, oh man, where are the dorms? Oh yeah, it's that shattered temple over there or over there. Really, just take a sleeping bag and pitch your tent, bitch.
Right?
Welcome to college.
First trick they teach you is how to open the tomb without your hands.
Oh, no. And so you can see that right here, Lorehold's two deans carried the titles of Dean of Order and Dean of Chaos, as Order versus Chaos encapsulates the fundamental conflict at the heart of Lorehold's philosophy. And so you'll see that like they organize the different scholars based off of like, for example, what principle could be. So, for example, Maniacal, roll me a d10. Oh yeah, you
sure.
get ready, everyone, because sometimes I'll ask you all to roll dice.
Oh
Yeah,
no!
yeah.
Oh no!
Okay.
Where's my detail?
Oh no, actual
D12.
homework
Oh no,
from
right?
Scrooge.
Not if I pull up my D&D character.
Actually,
What'd you get, Maniacal?
4.
4. So,
4.
Conservator, preserving ancient spell knowledge and other relics of the past, would belong to the Dean of Order. And then, like, its immediate conflict, the Dust Speaker, conversing with spirits of the past to learn their stories, which is Chaos. I like that. And so you'll see, like, it gives us stat blocks for, like, the different deans, the Ghost Forge, and Oscar the Reconstructor, Stone Giants. And you'll see, like, here's how the Lorehold campus works. There's the Kalema Hall, the Pillow Drop, and the Effigy Row. Fucking love the way this looks. It's just straight up like let's just take the mummy and just slap it here. There you go. But then of course we have Prismary College, which is for, you'll see that this is a college that represents perfection and expression, as those are the two deans that represent this. So one is the Dean of Perfection and the other is the Dean of Expression, meaning that those are the major two conflicts. You could have a Prismary student who is, as I mentioned, an upstart butthole who believes everything has to be perfect. Or you can have the complete opposite, a Prismary student who believes that chaos and just expression with your raw self is like the absolute best way of representing Prismary. And just look at the facility.
So every theater student ever.
Right. Look at how like abstract this facility is for the Prismary students as well.
Which one was mine again?
You were Silverquill, and then this is an example of the maps: the Opus Walk, the Conjurant Hall, and the Fury Gale. And then we get to the Quandrix College. This one's honestly like really trippy for me to see. So same thing.
Really cool.
There's the Dean of Substance and the Dean of Theory, representing the conflicts between the two. Here you can see, for example, I think Maniacal, when he rolled it on the other day, it was like Augmenter. Making creatures and things larger was like the principle of substance. And so this is an example of the center hold of the Quandrix campus. I fucking love this piece so much.
Large.
Yeah, and you'll notice that like those are just huge like chunks of water there being held with magic to form shapes. And then of course you have the different NPC stat blocks as normal, but you'll see like the Arithmodrome. This one's so crazy because imagine a cube that like you can ponder inside of and just like have an endless like what's the word for? An endless kaleidoscope of water magic and math just going in on itself.
This
Pause
isn't
pondering
my
the orb.
orb.
I'm pondering the cube.
This
the
isn't,
cube, baby.
this isn't my orb.
No, they was it you ponder the orb, I ponder the cube. We are not the same.
You're not the same.
Oh my god, I
You're not the same.
hate it here.
And so here we have Silverquill College. Silverquill has the principle of radiance and the principle and the dean of shadow. So light and dark are huge things here when it comes to the expression of your own like encompassing literature. We didn't say too much about the other colleges, but this one I think needs to be understood. That the curriculum of Silverquill revolves around words. Encompassing literature includes fiction, essay, drama, and poetry, language, linguistics, oratory, rhetoric, and dramatic performance. So this
They are
is
the
where
bar
the drama
college.
club would be.
I was going to say that's literally just the bar.
It's the bar college.
Yes. I think this
It's
is
like
also
the-
where like the
it's like
college
the
of the student
Yale
of
Bar
eloquence.
They are actually represented by the bards.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see that because of the College of Eloquence that they're also known by. And so from here, let's take a look at, for example, number 1, the Banter Mage. Using incisive observation to pierce rivals' confidence. You are straight up your job, your role, your scholar is to throw shade as your battle tactic.
Exactly.
Damn, that was your best fireball?
Rap bikes, essentially.
His
Um,
ear, whack. His foot stance, whack. The way that he talks, whack.
I am not a bard.
I fucking love it so much. Well, there's also a lot of other stuff here that I can totally see you taking up, EJ. But then you'll see their campus. Look at all of this like writing capabilities, like even from the the pen itself. And then we take a look at the campus, the Grand Loft Hall, the Dramarium, and the Rose Stage. Such beautiful ways we can easily imagine this.
As you know, I got Silverquill twice, and it doesn't help that I'm dyslexic.
Oh no.
Oh
For
god.
For EJ, since I'd be like, oh my god, the ink guys be like, as your man inkling towards him, be like, that's why your shoes raggedy. That's why Nominee dead.
Oh no. And
Shit
so
as hell.
from here we
Oh,
have
she
the
can't
final one, which is Witherbloom, such as their two principles that they look for: root and vein, or growth and decay, in other words. You can see here, there's like Banelocks, Bleed Doctors, Dreadbones, 100 different ways, oh, sorry, not 100, 8 different ways at least that's presented here as examples. And then you take a look at their facility. Like, really, talk about being one with nature here.
This is like the druid / like necromancer camp.
I think it's also referred to as, yeah, it says right here, deep in the bayou of Sedgemoor. So, like, your campus, like, is straight up a bayou.
My
If I had
Floridian
to-
roots really impacting this.
Going by pitch perfect logic, these are the high notes.
Oh,
for
God.
sure.
Get the name picture for you
First
guys.
day on campus, you go, hey, I saw those guys were sleeping in the tomb. I'm from Witherbloom. Where's mine? Put your sleeping bag in the fucking swamp, bro.
Yes.
Exactly.
And then you'll see
Literally
here,
the swamp inside the swamp.
and then you'll see here
Everyone
as
goes
well.
back to
Hold
the
on.
swamp.
You'll see here. There's the Widdershins Hall, the Wiltru Hall, the Detention Bog. Basically, this is a good place where naughty students actually go to the Detention Bog to go and do stuff. However, though, this is also a good place for like herbs and alchemical supplies to be gathered for natural Witherbloom students.
Yeah.
Banish to the
No.
detention bog.
I
I
just
was about to
realized
say, you literally get in trouble just to get like components.
Right? What's up, Maniacal?
Also,
I was
I
just
also
saying.
Hold on, let Maniacal speak.
I was just saying that after thinking about it, all these campuses are whack in some way. You've got the lower hole kids sleeping in fucking tents and sleeping bags the whole 4 years they're here. You've got the quandary students floating in the air in fucking water domes and shit. Not, you know, having to ponder and shit, and they've got a bunch of wacky geometry. And then you get the don't even get me started on the fucking art kids. You know, their buildings are just random spirals of fucking clay and shit. None of those are buildings. None of those what's around.
Hold on, Maniacal. Your mic is doing that thing again.
yeah.
It's all good. Yeah.
It's his limiter, don't worry.
Oh no.
No. Yeah, no. Razor can't make a mic worth shit, apparently.
This is why I have Yeti. No, Yeti, please sponsor us.
Sponsored by Yeti.
Right.
Not really.
Okay.
Thanks, man.
What's up, Rico?
Twitch was like, your opinion is too base, sir. We need to stop it.
But-
Speaking of sponsors, our sponsor today is Raid Shadow Legends.
Oh God, no.
Stop.
As a side note, I would
Which,
100. As a side note,
Adam's
not to be a
watching-
sellout, but I would 100% take a Raid Shadow Legends sponsorship.
I'm not surprised.
We would take any sponsorship that's like not like fucking bad. Anything that's like not like amoral.
I don't know,
please.
Zeno. This track
Yeah, that
record
KFC?
might not give you that sponsor.
I'll take it.
Mhm.
I'll take it. Shit.
But here.
Chicken?
So, obviously, with all of this giving us a lot of information to the campus itself, what about you guys as characters? And so this is where they present you a new race option known as the Owlin. Some of our players would already know this. Mex and Eli were the ones who played this in the Monday sessions. And so
Fetcher.
I do love the way that these things are like envisioned. So people like, I don't know what your guys' go-to owl is to think of, but it was not for me this. For me, it was like I was thinking like barn owl.
I mean, you can
I'd
flavor it as
imagine-
such.
I was thinking I'm like snow owl.
I thought the one on the bottom right is a barn owl.
Is it? Oh, fair enough.
Yeah, it's a bar now. Yeah.
But yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, because like I totally forgot to ask players like what is it that comes to your mind when you think Owlin? And like how do you imagine I don't we need Bird in here because he would 100% know like, well, you see, here are the many different breeds of owls.
Yeah, I think it would just be whatever you want to, what kind of owl you want to flavor it as. Now, if I see a like a big ass fucking barn owl walking towards me, I'll kill myself. Those things are creepy as fuck.
Oh my god.
They can twist their neck all the way. You can't sneak past them.
Please
Like,
be careful with what
They
you say.
literally have a teacher NPC who does that, who like doesn't even look, a Quandrix teacher who literally doesn't look, or he doesn't like stop writing on the board and will just crane his neck 180 to look at the class.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
But yes, please,
I
a
can
side note.
actually
Hold
see
on,
it.
side note.
Not for
I can
me.
imagine.
Side note.
I
Please
can
be
imagine
careful.
Hyde like that right now. He'd be like, he's trying to sneak out of after hours, like, Mr. Hive, let me tell you where we're going right now.
Yes.
Get
As
back
a
to
side
your
note,
home distance.
The detention
Two-
bug.
two things. One, everyone, Eli has spent points to remind us all to stretch. Some of you are probably arching your chairs in a weird way or feeling a little sore. But
Nah,
two,
it's just my shoulders.
right? But two, please be careful.
Yeah.
Please be careful with what you say. We're trying to hold back on like certain triggering things such as self harm. So
Mhm.
Oh,
I have
Yeah,
not
you
taken a
look-
look at the differences of this stuff. You can still choose medium or small with the
I have.
Owlin, 30 feet walking speed. Well, actually, here then, Brad, what is there any differences between the players, the Unearthed Arcana and this one?
I don't think so. Question mark. You're wrong.
Oh, the owl people in a. Okay, no, I was thinking
Oh,
of the Aarakocra.
Mm-mm.
I'll look it
Alright.
up. Give me a sec.
Oh, here.
I'll
Like how, like, owl people have dark vision. No shit, I'd imagine they would.
yeah.
doesn't look like it.
Here, let's take a look. I quickly have
Yeah,
the
I'm
Unearthed
looking.
Arcana right here as well to pull up. So Owlfolk, still medium or
The
small.
dark vision is about 30
Optic sight.
feet. smaller.
Oh, hold on, wait, no, it says
Yeah.
90 feet here
Optic sight is gone. And then before.
and 120 feet here. Nimble flight, flying speed equal to walking speed still. Yes, yes. Magical sight. Oh, I see. So the magic sight is entirely taken away for the extra 30 feet of
Yeah.
dark vision.
Mhm.
Which
Yeah.
which is pretty crazy because that dark vision range is the same way you would get with a drow because it's supposed to be labeled as superior dark vision.
Yeah, makes sense because owl.
Right, right.
Owl.
And then after you choose your race and whatever class you plan on being, you must choose a college. You guys have all been given information on the colleges, but you'll notice that here it explains that depending on which college you choose, your equipment mildly changes, your skill proficiencies mildly change, and your lore hold initiate changes. And if you do happen to be a spellcaster, these spells get added to your list of spells that you can select when you want to learn new ones for certain classes. So, for example, if you are a druid, but let's say, for example, comprehend languages normally isn't a druid spell, which it isn't, you would be able to learn it as a lorehold druid,
Yeah.
right? And it just like keeps adding up more and more to that, building a lorehold character, what your personality trait is a lorehold, even what's your unique trinket that you take with you. So, for example, you know what? Brad, why don't you go ahead and roll d6 for us?
Awesome.
Also, I gotta mention, I like how Lorehole
4.
students,
Lorehold students, what?
Lorehole students are smart enough to have comprehend language is one of their basic spells to have
Right.
at level 1.
And so from here,
Big-
with the 4,
They
the
just
lore
know
hold,
all the languages.
the lore hold trinket, the head of a broken statue that houses the consciousness of a snarky sage.
It's probably my favorite
It's
out
like
of the list.
No, that's
it's like
fucking great.
Ymir.
Right. And the same thing, you'll notice that, like, whereas lore hold was history and religion, the Prismari was acrobatics and performance.
Yep, makes sense.
And even look at
Then
this,
the-
Schematic orb.
advanced Prismari students artistically harnessing fire.
Whoa.
But just wait until you see the Quandrix ones. So Quandrix, as you'd imagine, is Arcana and Nature. You get a book of arcane theories, school uniform, all that stuff, even an abacus, something to help you out with calculations. But then they show you an example of a Quandrix student magically gazing into the intricate patterns of nature.
That wood style jutsu?
Right.
I'm
You sure
going
they got
to-
the Naruto reference from Wizards of the Coast?
I'm gonna mute both EJ and Fred.
Oh, no. And with that,
I want to look at 1,000 hands.
you'll see here.
Yo, is that
that-
1,000 hand ashram,
Hold on.
bro? What style?
Hold on. Yes. And so you'll see different trinkets that you can take. Silver Quill's Intimidation and Persuasion, and then you finally get over to Witherbloom, which is Nature and Survival. I do like that Witherbloom and Quandrix do overlap a mild bit, especially because of the fact that they both deal with nature. But then, for those wondering, when you take the ability, there's a feat you can take that are presented in alphabetical order. You need to, when you select which college you're from, it gives you an option of 2 cantrips from a list of 3, as well as gives you the option to pick any first level spell from 2 different classes that would be tied to your school. So, for example, let's take Silver Quill. You could choose 2 from either Sacred Flame, Thaumaturgy, or Vicious Mockery, and you can learn one first level bard or cleric spell to represent like the way the college works. That spell
AKA the new silvery barbs.
that spell that you pick can be cast once per day for free without expending a spell slot, thus giving our barbarians, rogues, fighters the abilities to cast spells without actually casting spells.
Zeno, so for instance, if you were playing a sorcerer or wizard, that doesn't go against like the other spells and cantrips you already have?
That is correct.
Okay.
And so they point out that depending on which school you pick, you automatically get this feat. And when you hit 4th level, instead of taking another like ability score increase or a different feat, you can take the 4th level variant, which is an upgrade on the first one, which is called Strixxhaven Mascot, which is you can cast Find Familiar as a ritual, but the familiar you summon is tied to your school mascot. So if you're Lorehold, it's Spirit Statue, Inkling mascot for Silverquill, and the Pest mascot for Witherbloom.
Yeah, you get to have the pest.
Yeah.
Just as a side note, I'd like to say that I didn't see it in the book at all. But if you're not really playing either an extremely high magic campaign or Strixhaven itself, I would never allow any of these background / feats. Well, no, actually, maybe the feats, but like not. I would not allow the background specifically. That just gives you this feat for free.
Well, you sound like you'd be a very strict DM, my friend.
Only a little.
Snore. Anyways. I'm sleeping.
Yeah, you do a homebrew world where you're a strict fate student, graduate. You think you give the character the feat?
If you graduate this school.
There we go. And as well,
There is a sheet that proves that they did.
as you can see as well, they also added 5 unique spells. That one is a first level spell and the other 4 are second level spells. And it's pretty obvious that some of these are like closer tied to some schools than others, which I think is really fucking cool. Because that means technically, if you are a Silverquill, you can already take Silvery Barbs as a spell you can cast for free, once per day, because it belongs to the Bard, Sorcerer, and Wizard schools. I think they did a good job at making sure that this was like varied enough that anyone can take it. On top of this, you'll see Kinetic Jaunt and Vortex Warp are now Artificer spells.
Yes.
Yes. Vortex Warp is pretty cool, Maniacal. In case you're wondering, this is probably the only spell we'll go over. You pick a target within 9 feet of you. They make a Constitution saving throw, which they can willingly fail. And if they fail, You teleport them anywhere from where they originally were to anywhere else of your choosing within 90 feet of the caster.
Yes, but what I like about this is it's not you teleporting them; it's you moving space and time around them to make them closer to you.
Right?
I'm
That's
surprised we're not going over silvery barbs too. 'Cause
Oh,
that's
I know.
very good.
But here.
To anyone who's a fan of JoJo, so the hand.
Oh my god. The
Exactly.
Hondo. So, then from here, they introduce, this is the last bit of the character options, which is magic items that you can get at this school. For example, I think a lot of people's favorite, the bottle of boundless coffee. This metal body carries delicious warm coffee. The bottle comes with the stopper, which is attached to the bottle by a little chain. Even when opened, the bottle won't hold any liquid other than the coffee it produces. The coffee inside is always comfortably warm, and none of the heat can be felt through the bottle. Each time you drink from the coffee, roll a d20. On a 1, the bottle refuses to dispense coffee for the next hour. If you pour coffee from the bottle rather than drinking from it, the coffee vanishes the moment it leaves the bottle.
I got a 4. What does that get me for the coffee?
You should drink the coffee. It's only like as long as you don't roll one, you can drink coffee.
But what does the coffee do for?
It's just coffee.
It's just coffee.
It's just coffee.
Notice
caffeine,
the main thing about it as well is that it's a common item. So it makes it that like you wouldn't have to like pay a lot of money for this. It's just a way to constantly deal with your thirst. Which
It's like
Actually, the coffee is doing something. I put a laxative in it. It's over.
Sorry,
Oh,
sorry,
no.
Zeno. I only drink espresso.
oh my god.
By the way, sorry. I have to say something though. I saw a video of somebody who put laxative in like bird food. It was terrifying.
Oh god. Skittles also points out
just like a bunch of random seagulls just like shitting everywhere on the beach.
here.
It was
Skittles also
terrifying.
points out one other thing is that the bottle of boundless coffee, there's one negative about it. Most people love holding their warm coffee. You can't feel any of the heat that the coffee produces.
No.
Yeah, none of the heat can be felt through the bottle. So it's just like
it says
only
you
for
can't.
drinking. It's never for like the enjoying of the coffee.
right.
Well, notice how it says through the bottle, and it says you can pour the liquid into a cup, but
No.
on that one will it disappear.
No. If you pour coffee from the bottle rather than drinking from it, the coffee vanishes the moment it leaves the bottle.
Oh no.
This is purely
think
meant
that's-
to be drunk from and not poured into.
Yeah,
It's
so you
on-
can't like eventually flood rooms or something to torture an NPC.
It also sounds like if somebody wanted to be a corporate whore about their coffee, they could easily run the franchise on it, so you can't.
Yeah,
like,
good point.
keep
Actually,
using it.
Starbucks.
You
Yeah,
can't
that's
open
a
a
hold on.
Starbucks on campus.
Hold on.
That's
Remember,
the most realistic
guys?
part of that.
Hold on. Remember? Sharing the mic. As well as the fact that, yes, they also introduced the cuddly Strixxhaven mask, which is just straight up a soft, tiny magic toy perfect for cuddling that represents the mascot of your choosing.
Best.
Also, this is pretty funny how, for a common item, you have advantage on saving throws against being frightened while this item is on your person. Oh, hon, this
Teddy
it can
bear,
only be...
I love you.
Yeah, it's a little tiny beer. And so you can only use this ability once per long rest. But other than that, they provide you with a pendant that either is like, think of like, for me, I envision the Digimon pendants, where like, oh, it represents like a symbol of the different colleges that also can glow for like 10 feet bright and additional 10 feet dim. And every school also has their primer, which is a way for you to add an extra spell that you can cast for free once a day. And the way I would word this for any DMs who wonder this out there is that it says requires attunement by a spellcaster. I would rule that because the feat gives our players access to casting cantrips and spells, this would allow them to actually take their primer for their, school. It'd kind of suck if someone from Quandrix couldn't actually take their Quandrix primer.
Hey Zeno,
What's up?
in this theoretical college gift shop, would they also have college sweaters?
100%. Imagine blazers for your college.
Pulls up in like the most comfy sweater you've seen all year.
Mm-hmm. And then now this chapter is technically where the adventure starts, though there's only one thing we're taking a look into this for, is that on top of the fact that everything here can be a standalone adventure, they introduce mechanics that will make Strixhaven more fun to look at, such as the different relationships you can form, be it friend, beloved, or rival. the report cards, because you have 3 exams per year, your extracurricular activity, and the campus job that you're performing. So, for example, if you always get one starting relationship. It can either be a friend, a beloved, or a rival. And as you get like negatives and positives towards them, you get boons and buffs for having rivals and friends and even beloveds.
D&D Fire Emblem.
Yes.
Hell yeah.
I think another thing that was really funny about this was here's something that there was something that we saw here that was like different to take a look at. Hold on, I think it's in the next chapter. Relationships. Okay, this is a key part that they use. Relationship points, making friends and rivals. Where is it? Okay, beloveds. If a player wants a deeper relationship between their character and a friend, the friend can become the character's beloved if the character has 2 relationship points or more with the NPC. During the next relationship encounter, they can deepen their relationship and become beloveds in addition to the normal interaction the relationship encounter allows. And you can have, every time you take a long rest, you get inspiration granted from your beloved, along with the fact that these inspirations stack. And you can, the only thing that's limited is that you can't have more beloveds than your proficiency bonus. So,
Oh no.
polyamory school relationships.
Well, fucking lover boy.
Yes.
Yeah, I can do that. Polyamory relationships I can do. So.
And the polyamory is more than one partner.
Ooh.
Though, once again, it is pointed out that it doesn't have to be a beloved in the sense of a romantic relationship. A beloved could also be like a best friend or someone you revere as family.
The homies.
Yeah. So
Hey yo, I'm with the boy.
I'm with my beloveds. Look at all my beloved people
the
here.
homies can still get it.
Oh, what?
If you don't
What?
kiss the homies goodnight, are you really homies?
Yeah,
Good
true.
point, actually.
So, here's another huge thing about this: the extracurriculars. So you're like, what do you mean by extracurriculars? Well, would you like to be a part of the Dead Language Society? Maybe you're more of an intramural gymnastics club or live action role playing guild. Yes, there is a LARP club.
Wait,
Well,
hold on.
D&D.
Hold on.
Huh.
You can roleplay and roleplay in your roleplay?
Yes.
Yeah, let's go.
Oh god.
Oh, it's really great. I love this stuff so much. And they explain that, let's see. Student dice, relationship point. Student dice. A student adds a d4 to the roll to an ability check that the character makes, provided the check uses one of the skill's extracurricular descriptions. So, for example, let's say you are a bard, and you did really want to be like one of the best people who can pull off deception. Well, if you go to the Dragon Chess Club, you get a free d4 that you can add to either deception or investigation. Or let's take a look at what's another one that has deception labeled on it. There might be not. Yeah, I think it's only Dragon Chess that has deception put into it. So here we go. Someone give me another skill. Let's say Hive.
Survival.
Another skill, you said?
Yeah, like give me a skill.
Survival.
Oh, I thought he was talking to me.
Oh, sorry.
Your skills are here. I can't see.
Just like any skill you can imagine from your character sheet.
Let's do intimidation.
Intimidation. All right, let's take a look.
Yeah.
Intimidation would fall under the intramural silk ball club. This hardy athletics train together and compete in the rough and tumble Strixhaven game of silk ball, which is played in muddy fields with balls made of spider silk. So it sounds like football.
Sounds like that hurts.
Right? I'm trying to see if there's anything else. It doesn't look like anything else does intimidation other than silk ball.
Is it like football or
That's what I'm thinking here.
Sounds like dodgeball to me.
American football, not actual like football.
For what
football.
I've like seen from the pictures of it, it's like a weird mix of like rugby but also spellcasting.
Goat ball was better.
Goat ball. I fucking love.
Yeah, but it's like it's like basically you have the ball, rugby type beat, but also like you can like cast spells while you're doing it.
Mm-hmm. I think it's also pointed out that you can attend 2 different extracurriculars at a time. And on top of this, while a student participates in an extracurricular, the student gains either positive or negative relationship points with one student NPC who is also a member of the extracurricular club. So, for example, each club has its own people that are in it, but that's not what we're kind of focusing on. This is generally something that I would love to have people like go more in depth, and when we run that Strixhaven game. But then there's also campus jobs. You can get a wage, so this is your primary source of earning money on campus. along with the fact that it also gives you relationship points with the coworker. So, for example, you could work at the Bipoplex, you can work campus grounds, you can even work at the Strixxhaven Stadium itself. Like Strixxhaven Stadium job: cleanup crew member, entertainment assistant, equipment assistant, groundskeeper, refreshment experts, ticket taker, or usher. Usher.
Yeah.
And then in every single chapter of the book, as you go through the adventure, there are different exams that you have to go through. I love the fact that it's like the studying phase. You can pull an all-nighter, you can study together, or you can just straight up skip studying. All right, hands up. Who would be skipping studying?
I would not actually.
I need my persona
I
stats to be
procrastinate.
maxed.
Listen, I got past college, dog.
I have never studied in real life.
All right. And so you'll notice that like
I never did my
studying.
homework.
Oh God. Check this out. So pull in all-nighter. This is the character gains 2 rerolls during the next testing phase. If the character succeeds on an ability check, doing so imposes a cost. Though you gain 1 point of exhaustion at the
Bro,
start of the
this
day
shit
of the
is
exam.
Persona.
Right?
It is.
Oh my god.
Studying together. Let's see. Each participating character has advantage on their ability check during the studying phase. And then skipping studying, you just don't get any benefits from these. Along with the fact that there's testing. What happens if you fail? What happens if you pass? What happens if you ace your test? But there's also cheating rules. What happens for a failed exam? And student dice that it can be used during this.
Cheat like real life?
Yeah. Like, an unscrupulous character can cheat on an exam. Doing so requires a deception check and a successful sleight of hand check, both using the DC set for the exam. If a character cheats, they can't use any rerolls from their studying phase. If the character fails either of these checks, a proctor or other authority figure notices the cheating and the student immediately fails the exam.
What happens if you fail?
Let's see. By law requires them to attend tutoring with a junior faculty member until they achieve at least a past exam in a different exams encounter. So this pulls you away from other role playing that you can do in the adventure and potentially other things you can be doing to benefit yourself throughout the game.
Oh, it says punishing is real life.
Mm-hmm. And on top of this, you can't take place in any extracurricular or jobs until you achieve the past exam. Meaning you can't build up those relationship points if you fail the test.
My tuition. I have to get fucking college loans.
I fucking love this so much. And of course, here's the Strixxhaven Memories tracker sheet that every player uses for tracking their stuff. And then from there, we're skipping over the rest of this as we are not, we're not doing a deep dive into the adventure, especially because I have something special for you all to do after. But then it basically gives us this entire section about like the different stat blocks of creatures. I still love the way the archaics look so much, and the fact that there are multiple of these.
In the future, bro.
Oh my god, multiple of these in the future that each are a CR of 18. You have the mascots, the founder dragon. But let's take a look at a stat block that I absolutely think is so fucking scary, which is the Oracle of Strixxhaven. So, the Oracle is once again a title that someone takes. I don't remember who the current Oracle... Oh, here, Jadzi. Who is that? Oracle of Strixxhaven. They're multi-attack 2 magic flares, which each do 3d12 plus 5 force damage.
Ow.
Force not being able to be resisted. Or she can also use Paradoxy, which is an ability that has a recharge of 4 through 6, so half of the time she has this up. Momentary warps in reality alter at 3 different points the Oracle can see within 120 feet of her. Each creature in a 20-foot radius sphere centered on each point must make a strength saving throw. On a fail, they take 6d10 force damage and are pulled 15 feet in a straight line towards the center of the sphere. On a success, they take half the damage and aren't pulled. And if you're in multiple of the warps, the Oracle chooses which one you're being pulled by. Along with the fact that she has power where it stuns, scrying as an action rather than 10 minutes, wall of force, dispel magic, mage armor, remove curse, sending, and at will can detect magic. But that's not even her legendary action. Vector shift. The Oracle can teleport one creature she sees within 60 feet of herself, along with any equipment it's wearing or carrying, to an unoccupied space within 30 feet of herself. I think, Maniacal, you said something about this yesterday? Maniacal? Oh,
Sorry, zoned out.
all good. You said something about the vector shift yesterday, right? When like the Oracle can pull you in.
Oh yes, I was talking about how you being a student that's new to the campus and you're kind of a little shit, and she's like, "You young man, come here," and you're like, "Ha, you'll never catch it." What the?
Oh yeah. I also love that it's a charisma save. You can imagine a snarky enough student can actually bypass this. Other than that, though, as a legendary action, she can do any of her spellcasting abilities, or Vortex Jaunt, which is she teleports herself anywhere, immediately after she disappears. Each creature within 30 feet of the space she left makes a con save or takes more 3d10 force damage. Everything in her kit is designed to be force damage. You know, the one damage type that has the least amount of resistances and immunities in the game. But oh yeah, and of course, you couldn't have Magic School without having the evil people, Oryx. These are people who like study dark who like essentially let me see, a secret society of mages who wield forbidden magic in the service of their leader. They have the general Auric Blood Mage stat line, and for those wondering, yes, they have recruiters.
Recruit me right now.
Hi, I would love to be. They take a look. Notice your failing grades. Hi, did you ever want to be an Auric?
Oh my god, it's like the army.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah.
But it's really scary because Oryx also command mage hunters, these like spider-like creatures. That I didn't know this because you wouldn't get this from the image. By default, they are in sentry form, which looks like a small like diamond thing. Like think of like the Destiny. Oh my god, what are the name of the things that follow you around in Destiny?
Ghost.
The ghost. So by default, it looks like a ghost, and the hunter, as an action, can emit a pulse of energy that can locate its magical quarry. Each creature within 120 feet of the hunter must succeed a wisdom save or be mystically marked by the hunter for 1 hour. While hunted, a creature cannot become hidden from the hunter and gains no benefits from the invisible condition. And while a marked creature is on the same plane of existence, the hunter always knows the distance and direction of the creature. So it's pretty scary, especially when you put into the fact that their hunter forms, the thing up there, does 2 claw attacks that each do 2d10 plus 4 slashing damage. And if they hit you with the tail, it's 4d8 plus 4 piercing that immediately grapples and restrains you.
It's horrifying.
Yeah, these things are super, super crazy. But then you take a look at their bonus action to shift from hunter to sentry form, and reactions, consume and destroy. When the hunter takes damage from a spell, it only takes half of the triggering damage, rounded down. And if the creature that casts the spell is within 60 feet of the hunter, the person must make a dexterity save or take the other half of the damage.
Oof.
These have a reaction spell reversal.
Oof.
It's fucking scary.
It really is.
Along with the fact that even if you're not a living being, they still have an ability to magically sense any spellcaster, active spell, and magic item within 120 feet of itself.
Mm-hmm.
There's just so much, and of course, you have like the campus unique creatures like the Relic Sloth, the Ruin Grinder. Let's see what else. Oh yeah, the Strixxhaven Campus Guide. Welcome, students. Here you will amass immense debt.
That's the entire intro.
Yeah, right. It's like, well, what else should we know? Oh, what do you mean? You're off to class already.
Nope.
Yeah.
And
It's really cool, and I love the stat blocks for the professor of decay and professor of growth, representing the 2 different deans of each one. And so it's just, you got a lot of stuff going on in this. I think that if there was only one thing I did not miss, or I did not point out, is the Groffs. Look at these things. They're like big old like moss-made dogs that eat the pest mascots.
Yeah.
Oh, and I think there was actually
The pest get big.
Because the thing with pest. Sorry.
No, go for it.
No, because at least it's not showing specifically in D&D thing, but Magic Gathering is showing that pests, if like left unchecked, they can get extremely large. Like what I sent to you in the stream, which I can show it on the stream itself.
Oh no. I think there was
Hold on.
another thing that I saw like at some point within the chapters. Oh yeah, like there's like I'm not specifically like going over this. I'm just trying to like find a specific image within these chapters. Because there was like another thing that showcased what the pest mascots can also look like. And I absolutely love the way a certain one looks. Oh my god.
I posted a bunch inside there. But just like as long as it's just like kind of worm shaped, kind of stubby and very spiky.
Yeah, exactly. Best. And then when they overgrow, they can take on all new types of forms and shapes and such.
Yeah. There
Let's
is
see.
Lex the Vexing Pest. That's like a giant pest that lives in the bayou.
Where is a Reckoning Ruin? Hold on. Did I already miss? Yeah,
I think you passed it.
maybe. It's probably in one of the other chapters that I just didn't do. God, there's so much pretty stuff in this book.
Yeah, I can just say Magic Gathering because it's Magic Gathering art. Magic Gathering has the best art.
Right. Other than that, though, so that's kind of just the overall essence that is Strixhaven. So here, I want to like kind of hear a little bit from each of you guys, and then we're gonna get onto that other thing that I was talking about. EJ, what you came into this with fairly little knowledge as to what Strixhaven was actually holding. What are your thoughts on it?
There it is.
EJ, you there? Oh, he is deaf and muted. Never mind.
Oh.
Anyway, Hive, what are your thoughts on Strixhaven?
My favorite school is Witherbloom, just because I always like that like big like naturey like civilizations or like areas and stuff like that where like people live and learn and all that.
Mhm.
The fucking blood mage people are cool as hell,
Oh, the Oryx.
and I would totally totally kill the Oracle just to become the new one.
Well, that's not how that works. The dragons determine that.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're gonna be like, wow, this person's so cool, they have to be the Oracle.
Oh my god. As a side note,
Spoilers for the leader of the bad guys.
for those who didn't see, of course, these are the two babies that I love, the variants of. Look at the one that has no eyes.
Exactly.
Yeah,
They use
like
their
that.
blind sight.
What about you, Hayes? You came into this fully ready for Strixhaven. What are your opinions on the stuff that was like in the book?
At least when I've seen the book, it's like pretty accurate. One complaint I have is just like I wish like they could have put like the mascots like a very familiar, basically.
I mean, technically they are. It's just through the feet.
Yeah, I know, but it's because like these mascots aren't like nearly as strong as they are inside as in stat blocks in actual game.
Oh yeah.
They're very baby.
And then
Yeah,
Dean.
it's honestly pretty good. I usually play green black anytime I ever play Magic Gathering,
Oh,
so
okay.
I usually kind of always gravitate towards this, and I really do like this college. Honestly, I think most of the college represents what this was represent color wise pretty well.
Right. Dean, what about you?
Um, to be perfectly honest, like I guess the best way to describe like my personal high school experience is like I'm more of a socialite than anything. But that being like a mechanic just sounds like something that I kind of enjoy. It just depends on like how I go about it.
Rico, if you're there. I'm seeing the muted button, so I'm gonna give you a little bit before. All right, and Brad, you were with us last night as we kind of did a bit of a deep dive into this. Go ahead.
Ever since it came out, I almost fully read through it as soon as it was shared to me.
Hell yeah. And of course.
Mostly looked at it mechanically, the new spells and stuff. Silvery Barbs is obviously the optimized one. It's very good. You basically just give the enemy disadvantage on an attack roll or a saving throw that they pass, potentially failing them, and then you give advantage to anyone you want on their next saving throw or attack throw, which is pretty good as a reaction.
Oh yeah.
And a first level spell.
And then Maniacal, my gracious co-host. What are your thoughts going through this entire thing?
It's a bit interesting. Like I like what they're doing here. It's I feel like it's a more place and that centric campaign, which is something I like. I think that's what we were talking about with the Feywild too. It was a little bit more role play and less combat, which I like to see because a lot of these games, like you do come here to just sit with your friends and do wacky and tacky shit in a fantasy world.
Oh yeah, 100%.
And with this being like a college environment and stuff like that, wacky and tacky shit is bound to happen. It's college. You're gonna have like 5 mages on the roof going like, "Oh, hey, who knows Featherfall? Uh, I do. Are you sure? Yeah, trust me. Don't worry. Just jump. We'll be fine. We're heading for a pool anyways.
God,
We'll be
this is...
good."
I wonder how a senior prank would look like in this.
Oh fuck.
They actually talk about that one. I think somebody has I can't remember if it was a senior prank or just their last presentation, but that they created like an earthquake that destroyed 3 buildings.
So anyway, this is wasn't there like a student that did like an entire like no there was like some dude in college who did an entire presentation on hentai? Yeah, that's me, but with monster fucking.
Oh my god.
Today we'll be separating the monsters into fuckable and not fuckable. Starting with the pest mascot.
All of them are.
Yeah, we separating every D&D monsters race into.
It's I would like to
starting
present
off
you all
with,
the waifu
those,
catalog. See everyone? It's the waifu catalog. That's just the monster manual. Yeah, the waifu catalog.
Exactly. Every bar ever.
Sir, the adult gold dragon's in there.
What's up, Dean?
It's just one big game of interspecies reviewers.
Oh god.
Oh no.
But so it's on to this part. I kind of want to do a little bit of a listen to, and I'm curious. Starting, I'll take the lead with this, and Maniacal will follow up with me. If you could make a, your the character that you would want to run in Strixhaven, what would it be, and what college would they go to? So, for example, for me, I immediately think that I would love to run a halfling who is one of the students of the Prismary area. You can just totally imagine it's like, man, what was it for? Abstract paintings that I can't roll nat ones on, so I just end up getting really lucky and blowing through my classes because I just kind of like have an innate luck talent to not fail. I am failing upwards, if you will.
Yes. If we're in the fall upwards.
What about you, Maniacal?
Yeah. So for me, after thinking about it, I would definitely do. What's the class that creates constructs?
The race that, or are you talking about the race that is a construct?
No. I know that's a Warforged, but because races after this, I'm talking about the artificer class that isn't. It's not like necessarily
The battlesmith,
but it might be, but like he makes clockwork mouses, angels, like that's the kind of
I think
artificer.
Yeah,
that's
because
just an infusion, I
right.
believe.
So it's an infusion to make stuff, but the one artificer subclass that's dedicated to making like a best construct, like think of it like first off, it is Battlesmith. Battlesmith is an intelligence frontliner who actually gains proficiency in certain armors and all weapon type, along with the fact that their Battlesmith, the creature that they create, scales upward as you grow in levels, becoming like another physical combatant along with you.
Yeah, see, I run that class of artificer as an orc or half orc, just to mix it up.
All right.
And I'd have him join the Prismarine College.
That's cool.
Oh, I care. Say, what type of field do you imagine them in?
I imagine them in like they're like obsessed with building the perfect creation, the perfect thing. So they're going to learn more artistic ways of doing it.
Oh, take a look at this. Mist Mage, shaping cloud, fog, and mist into lasting sculptures. There's actually quite a few of them that involve like sculpting. Ice Sculptor, Mist Mage, what was a Waterbender right here? Nice.
Avatar reference?
Yes. Hive, what about you?
So I have a good amount for Witherbloom.
All right.
Okay.
Battlesmith, but it's a reborn, and it's kind of flavored that the Steel Defender is like this kind of weirdly like uncanny valley marionette that it made.
Oh,
That sounds
Yeah.
look at this. There's totally
I
like,
kinda
I thought that was really cool.
and look at this. I'm pretty sure it immediately attracted to you. But look at this one. Bleed Doctor. Drain the essence of living creatures to fuel sinister spells.
nice.
I would definitely either that or Dread Bones.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
What about you,
My
Hayes?
my idea was basically Owlin Necromancer.
Okay.
To Wizard Bloom, of course. Basically, he is like A plus #1 student, but he only comes out fucking nights. No one ever fucking sees him.
Ooh,
He goes take a test and just fucking goes back to his fucking tree and goes sleep.
I get that. I get that.
Essentially, he's going Dreadbones. I was thinking like maybe like his. I did like an idea of a wizard druid, but it didn't work as well in my head. So I was just like basically his summons are just like the animals that are like in the bog, essentially. So imagine this like bones of a crocodile mixed with seaweed and all different stuff as tissue.
Yo, that's fucking cool.
I think if I did a druid, it'd be like the Spore one. I don't know.
Oh, I get you.
I don't like Spore Druid that much. Spore Druid is more like Whack Druid.
Or druid. Wow. Oh,
Now,
first
hold
of
on.
all, quiet your fucking mouth.
Everyone
people.
has their own opinions.
No,
Here.
I'm not calling it bad. No, I'm not calling it bad. It's
I'm
it's the
calling it
Whack Druid. It like hits people with the
Oh,
the
yes.
whack.
Okay, yeah. Say it better.
Here we go.
But
Here we
damn,
go.
Come on, I was about to fucking crawl out of your walls.
Dean,
Yeah,
how about you?
I was thinking of more like a
What?
summoner than like an actual like melee.
Right. Go ahead, Dean.
Oh, true.
I don't really mind like what school it is, as long as like it just depends on like the playstyle, I guess. But like growing up, I'm a sucker for like student by day, hero at night. So something similar to like Jason Lee Scott from Power Rangers.
Oh God.
Yo, let's go.
So, but what school would you? Because it's not like Harry Potter where you get sorted into these schools. You literally can just go to whichever college
I
Whichever
you
one
know.
you
like.
choose, you will
I
get
know.
bullied.
I know, but like I've like have you ever watched like American Dragon
Jake Long?
Yeah.
Right.
or like Randy Cunningham?
Right.
Or like,
The student by day, hero by night trope is, definitely a thing that can be performed in this. But in the end, like, how do I put this? There has to be, like, the point of a Strixhaven campaign is to aspire to do something more, especially with the purpose of what you go to school to learn. Strixhaven is not a thing like a high school more than it is a college, where you came here specifically to learn a specific degree.
yeah, I know, but it's just like a fun thought that I had.
Fair
even
enough.
though it probably doesn't fit into the same like ideas as like how the game should be played.
Well, I mean, out of curiosity, how about this then? If not that, then what about like a Shade Wing, forming weapons from darkness to slice and stab at foes, so you learn darkness to fight darkness?
What am I, Spawn?
Oh yes, I fucking love Spawn. All right. And then after this we do have Reek. Reek, are you there? Hoping so.
On Zip.
Right. All right, and Brad.
Like I said, already given it a huge amount of thought when I read through. Decided on a not magical or not inherently magical class and going a way of the Shadow Monk. Specifically in Silver Quill.
Oh. What do you mean? Like, go ahead. Go ahead and tell us a little bit more about the Silver Quill stuff.
Kind of like the Goliaths are hard raised in mountains. They fully believe in like the honor system, dragging your own weight. The weak get left behind.
Ooh.
And the Goliaths are actually like a very philosophical kind of race, I think, and that fits a lot in Silverquill.
And so you'd imagine yourself like going into some sort of like writing where you actually let us know a little bit more about your philosophies.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's
Let me
like,
tell you about
I
my
speak armor bit.
philosophy. Yeah. Let me tell you a little bit about this philosophy as I punch you in the face.
Right. Hey, babe.
Am I truly punching you in the face, or have you just simply walked into my fist? Quite the
Is violence sweet
Quite
answer
the-
as I snap your neck?
Here, here,
You're,
here.
you're,
Look,
you're an even more
it all
violent
took place in
hero.
darkness. Who knows?
Now, wow.
Yeah.
Well, hold on. I got one more person, babe. If you were to imagine which college and type of like student you'd want to make for the campaign, what would you imagine? Dampier Reborn Witherbloom? Oh shit. Okay.
Oh, cool.
I'm digging it. I'm digging it.
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, I'm just like taking a look
What
at
was the
like
class?
Dampier Reborn Witherbloom. If you notice, when I made my stuff, I actually didn't say a class because I was just more focused on race and school. Any class can be a part of this campaign.
Yeah.
I was saying that if all of us ever get in here, since we just did the goth kids, that's it.
They don't have gunslinger, so I don't want it.
No, don't you? Wait, what are you talking about? We could totally make a. Oh my god, hold on. Imagine this, right?
Do you not know about the subclass? For...
Yeah, the subclass is here: fighter,
It's
gunslinger.
because Pathfinder has like a straight class.
They don't have the Pathfinder gunslinger.
Oh.
I know.
Here, hold on. Look, imagine this, guys.
You can't be God in this.
So, a fighter gunslinger, right? And take a look at this. Abstractor uses magic to stretch the possibilities of space, aka I'm actually shooting my gun into this portal, and it's in this direction, and using space bending stuff, the bullet's going to like refract through space to hit my target.
Happy chaos. Happy chaos.
Yeah.
My
That's
gun
not
shoots.
what you call it.
My gun shoots guns that shoot other guns.
Oh, here we go. Look at that. Fractologist, creating beautiful illusionary patterns. So while yes, as an illusion, you look like you're firing off in a direction and like the fractal patterns make it look weird, you're actually firing straight.
Just make me Janimba with guns.
Yes. Oh, that'd be so fucking cool. Okay, let me go ahead and do a ping at EJ because I'm curious what he would be doing.
EJ is left the earth.
Whoa. What was that, Maniacal?
I said that.
No.
If my character dies, I might actually do that marionette thing, bro. That shit's so cool.
Right.
So fun.
Now that you're thinking about
I'm a
it.
genius. Wizards hire me.
Wizards, no, hire me. I'm trying to get a job with them.
Wizards, hire all of us, please.
Time to
That's
become
all
an
part of my
expert in
plan. I give
Dracology.
them the recommendations.
Dude, all I'll do is just give him another pack of merfolk, and that'll be a day.
They have more fish people.
Dude, you know this already.
See, I'm trying to like see. You said Dracoology? Hold on, I'm trying to see. Wait a minute, Max, that's you.
Right.
Oh, there it is. Immediately, he like leaves the chat.
I have a question.
What's up?
Any like plant-based races to choose from?
Is there any plant-based race?
I can't remember. Yeah, I can't remember. There's so many races
at the
now.
at the moment, I don't think there
I want,
is,
like,
other
I
than
wanna
like
play a dryad or something, bro.
right. I don't think there is anything yet, though. In our Thursday group, we have Anoki, who is currently playing as a homebrew, kind of like mushroom person race.
Yo, that sounds sick.
Mechanic?
He's playing as a
He is
fungi.
a mushroom person. They are
He's
very
like a
short.
fungi.
God, so much is cool. I'm actually like, I right now saved a lot of the images for the different college icons, so I can see if I can make like a, hey, which Strixxhaven college are you in the server, and that way everyone who like picks the college, it will have like the icon tied to their user.
Hey.
It'd be really cool. I fucking love the idea of it.
God, I just wanna. I wanna play this campaign so bad.
Man, wait.
It looks so
Yeah,
good.
I got an idea, bro.
What's up?
Oh, yeah. I can't say it right here because it's for the Tuesday group.
Oh my god. But
It's time to go to college.
and I mean, yeah. For the most part, though, I mean, is there anything else you guys imagine you'd want to have any more insight on from the book? Let me go ahead and actually pull up the table of contents here.
I'm gonna right now, honestly.
All right. This is a pretty good deep dive, and so, without further ado, I think that's gonna be where we call it for today. Thank you.
Hey.
Thank you, everyone, so much for tuning into today's deep dive. As always, if you liked what you saw here and want to support what we do, feel free to follow and subscribe on Twitch. For more stream notifications, possible chance to participate in even content polls, check out the Twitch. Check out the Twitter. Check out our TikTok, and of course, join the Undead Legion Discord. And of course, for any VODs of today's episode, check out the Lich YouTube channel. And do not forget that tomorrow is going to be the continuation of the Monday stream, where we will be seeing how our boys do in the aftermath of the bandits. But with that, we hope you all have yourselves a safe night. Coworker, you want to take it away?
Night, everybody.
Good night.
I wasn't sure what he was
Good
going for with that.